Hello everyone, I'm Ariel Tolentino, and I'm here making video blog number one, um, for Introduction to Sociology. Let's get started. We have 4 questions to answer, and I'm going to try to do this in under 4 minutes, so let's go. Question number one, do you know your heritage? The answer to that is yes, I do know my heritage. I know my heritage very well, actually. I am Dominican from both sides, both parents, both grandparents and both of their parents. So my great grandparents on both sides of my grandparents were also Dominican. The reason I say I know this very well though is because we did my sisters and I we did a DNA test that kind of traces your chromosomes, and I don't know exactly the dimensions and how they do it, but they can figure out to a great percentage of where you're from. And we were from Spain and Portugal area. So past even going further than me being Dominican, even before the Dominican Republic was colonized, we came from Spain. Alrighty, so that's enough of that one. Let's go to question number two. Question number two, how is race, ethnicity, related to culture? Well, I believe that race and ethnicity are related to culture in a very simple, the simplest way I can put it is, if you're Spanish and you listen to music, you can tell where that music comes from. For example, I'm Dominican, I listen to bachata. If you listen to bachata, you automatically assume that comes from the Dominican Republic or some area like that. In the same way that when you listen to reggaeton, for the most part, you will think of Puerto Rico. And when you think of hip hop, you think of the United States. You know, New York is a big place that comes to mind, and also Los Angeles. So those are a little bit of the ways that one's race is related to their culture. Another thing is food. We can go past food and we can say the way that you speak your language. For example, in the Dominican Republic, there's certain words that we say, and I'm not going to say them on camera, so I don't want to offend anybody, but that are okay to us, and there's no, they don't consider it a bad word. But if I say these same words around another person, they could be Hispanic and speak Spanish themselves, in their culture, that word could be something completely different, something that is completely unacceptable for somebody to say. So that's another example of how race and can be related to culture. Spanish people who speak Spanish, English people from England and speak English, and so forth. Question number three. Let's go to number three. What impact does art have on culture? Art meaning music or visual arts, things like that. Well, I believe that it has a big impact on culture. Going back to my example from earlier, bachata is something that Dominicans, it lightens the mood. It's something that it literally takes us to another place when we're at a club or at a bar or whatever it is, and we're listening to that kind of music. It's something that binds us together. It's what I believe makes us Dominican in a sense. So I strongly believe that visual arts or music has a great impact on a culture. Another example is hip hop. Hip hop in the United States has a very, very, very big impact on culture. I mean, look at New York. New York is something that is known for its hip hop, for its artists. When you go there, you expect people dancing, and the easiest way I can put it is they intertwine, they go together. And question number four. So they want us to discuss an example of ethnocentrism and a few other ones, but that's the one that I mostly like. And what that means in my own words is, semi words, paraphrasing a little bit, is it's how you view other cultures through your experiences, through your eyes, to what you believe their culture is, comparing them to your own. So, for example, even though I am Dominican, I was born and raised in the United States. So my culture, though is as Dominican, is a little different than somebody who's born and raised and lives over there. But when I look at somebody else's cultures, for example, if I look at the Chinese culture, and I compare it to my own, there's a lot of things that, and not to offend anybody, but there's a lot of things that I find like, whoa, what? You eat that? You do that? And that's what that means. It means when you literally compare somebody else's culture to your own, and you judge their culture or how advanced their culture is, or how civilized the culture is as compared to yours. And that's it. Look forward to talking to you guys again on video blog number 2, and see you later.